Hi, welcome to the Michigan Conservative Roundtable. I have TJ on my right, Mac on my left, and today what I want to talk about is Gretchen Whitmer. Sorry, not Whitmer. I'm a little bit concerned about what happened last week. I'm concerned about the reaction she had to the supposed kidnapping, because we don't really know that that is really what happened. We have a sheriff saying that it was a citizen's arrest that was being planned. So we really don't know. And from what I can see is the FBI came in on a group of plans that these people had made. How many plans have been made towards other government officials that we have not seen the FBI go into, such as Trump, okay?
Right.
I'm a little bit furious at the way Whitmer handled the whole thing, the fact that she got on immediately blaming Trump and his supporters.
Right.
There's now information on some of these supposed kidnappers. Anarchist, one of them is a definite anarchist, hated Trump.
Right.
Hated the Democrat Party. He hated both parties. So how can she blame that on the GOP? The other thing is that the one that was arrested out in Lake Orion was part of the BLM, they're now saying.
Right.
And had participated in several marches, one of them that she had participated in. So, are we getting the full truth on this? You know, I feel like she sort of had a hard-on towards militias for a long time now, ever since they went to the Capitol building and the protest over the COVID stuff back in March. She's tried to get at the militias.
Well, they dared protest her.
Right. And, you know, it's sort of amazing that they've got pictures of some of the people that were arrested at that protest, you know. So was she looking for things for them? I'll be honest with you. I take this whole thing a little bit as if you dare conflict with my ideas, I will get you.
Well, there's plenty of evidence of that in her actions. The comment, if you resist me, I'm going to paraphrase because I don't know the exact quote. If you resist my powers, it'll only last longer.
Right. She's very retaliative. So
she's vindictive. Yeah.
Yeah, and so the thing is that we need to watch this because, you know, the FBI hasn't had such a great history either in years. No. I mean, we look at the Russian hoax. Yep. We look at Ruby Ridge. Yep. We look at Lavoy Finnegan being murdered by the FBI, essentially. Mm-hmm. We look at Waco. Our FBI has become sort of like Russia's KGB.
KGB. Well, they're closer to it than they've ever been in my lifetime.
Well, dare we not forget the whole combing out to get Trump.
Exactly. So is the FBI to be trusted? Is Whitmer to be trusted? You know, for these guys to get a fair trial, we as citizens have got to be watching and saying something if we think things aren't going the way they should, you know. Do I believe in violence? No, not at all. I have actually participated in some militias, and I'm very well aware of what militias stand for, and they're to protect us against tyrants. Right. Did Gretchen bring some of this on to herself?
The Second Amendment, and we're not going to defend what these guys did, but
right.
The Second Amendment says militias are necessary.
Right.
For this reason.
And my
not about hunting.
My theory is, I'm not defending what they say these guys did, but did these guys truly do what's being said? We haven't seen the proof yet. We have seen nothing except for statements from Whitmer and the FBI.
Right.
Neither, in my eyes, are to be trusted.
Something to keep in mind, all it takes is a simple group of guys sitting around a table,
like we are now,
thinking out loud. Someone throws out a desire or a want, and heaven forbid, depending on how it's interpreted, now you're looking at conspiracy.
Exactly.
You know, and how you look at all the conspiracy to commit murder, conspiracy to do this, conspiracy to do that, you know. So all it takes is sitting around a table thinking out loud on thoughts that probably would be better left unsaid.
Yeah. Well, I could give you an example. Let's say we're all upstairs and we're ranting and raving, saying things we don't really mean out of our frustration or anger or what have you. And Alexa's listening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Now, for all you people, oh, you shouldn't have an Alexa, just save it.
You know,
It's a useful tool for me.
and you know, we mentioned the militia, and I remember back in the 90s when Clinton was president, we would have meetings, and I always made sure that it was put on the record, we do not advocate the breaking of any laws.
Right.
Because I never knew who was listening.
Right.
And
But isn't it sad that you have to say that nowadays? Isn't it sad that we've got people listening to us to the point we can't even voice our opinions?
Well, I can't tell you how many people have come on Facebook and said, why aren't you dragging her out in the street and hanging her? Well, I'm one of these people who believes in due process, and a difference of opinion doesn't mean I get to hang anyone. Just like Antifa doesn't get to kill me because they think I'm a fascist, or they say I'm a fascist. Same thing.
But where's the FBI on Antifa?
Yeah,
Where's the FBI on the BLM looting, rioting, and planning that? You know, the thing is that the militias have been watched for a long time. In Texas, the militias were very useful along our border. We had a lot of ranch owners that have large spreads across the border. And our militias would very often patrol those borders to protect those ranch owners from being killed, from the cartels coming through.
Sure.
So our militias have a place. And the fact that Whitmer and the Democrats are trying to make them as white supremacists is so far from the truth. I can't tell you, the members I've met are all different races. They're not white supremacists, you know.
Right.
Many of them are police, many of them are ex-military, fine people that are there doing a good job. And they're protecting our country and
Careful
helping.
using that word fine people, or that phrase fine people.
Why?
Well, because they like to say the president said Nazis were fine people. He said no such thing. Video proves it, yet they continue to say it anyway.
So, my thing is that don't let Whitmer's threats keep you silent. I mean, I'm really worried because I've watched the traffic on Facebook since this happened.
No, Facebook will silence you, as we've been proving.
Well, that's true too. But the thing is that I'm afraid people are going to be silenced. People are getting more vocal. Now, with her threatening, are people going to become more silent again because they're afraid of her threats? And we can't be threatened by a governor in the state.
No.
And a recall
She's despotic in her behavior.
is the answer, or an impeachment. And those are the actions that we need to start taking. And there actually is a legal recall going through right now.
Right. Well, she's committed a crime in defying a court order. Let any of us defy a court order and see if we're not in jail the second they find us.
Yeah, she thinks she's better than the laws.
Well, she's
know
above
that.
the law. I mean, yeah, she disregarded the legislature completely because she is the sole authority on what is good and what needs to be done to get her on the vice presidential ticket, which thankfully didn't happen. Although maybe we would have been rid of her. But no.
Yeah, well, there's rumors that he supposedly offered her a cabinet
Well,
spot.
yeah, she'll
and
be
that
out of
she
here.
is helping his campaign by doing what she's doing.
There's no doubt about that.
You know, so, do you have anything to say?
No, well, no, I'm all set out.
Anything to say, Mick?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Well, be safe, watch your six, and don't tread on me. And thank you for all the new people who are coming to our page and watching. Bye-bye.